XRP holders. The most requested topic I've seen in my comment section over the last couple of days has been, why is the XRP price not pumping to the moon? And actually, why today is the XRP price coming down? And of course, like always, should we be worried? First of all, guys, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. We're trying to get to 1,000 likes, and every like helps, you matter. And having said that, of course, I follow the XRP price, and from that perspective, almost all prices in any market, really, every single day. We evaluate it every single day, and we always do an analysis as to whether or not we should buy some more, potentially de-risk by selling some, increase the leverage position, decrease the leverage position. It's a daily grind. However, from a risk-reward perspective, the most important, crucial part is always what part of the market are we in? Bitcoin, as of this point, what we've been noticing is facing some rejections. So we're just not crossing these barriers. And from that perspective, the price is slowly but surely breaking down. As you guys have probably seen, over the entire last month or almost 2 months here, the Bitcoin price has really not moved above, let's call it 31,000, or below, let's call it 28,000. It's been trading within that barrier with a slight downward bias, and that's also reflected back onto XRP and quite a lot of other cryptos. And where some coins are actually performing rather well right now. I mean, one of my biggest coins in my portfolio is XDC. That's up like 100% in 2 weeks or so. I think up more than 100%, almost 200% over the last month, I believe. Up 40% over the week and 13% over the day. But then also on the opposite side, XRP going down 2%, Cardano going down 2.5%, and XLM going down 3.3%. Chainlink going down 3%. Generally speaking, it not being the most positive of days for crypto. It's just along these lines. Right now, as we speak, all coins are actually in a pretty good position. We've been trading above the 50 simple moving average for most of these coins. And again, it's starting to increase the amount of coins above this threshold, which basically means that short-term prices are doing better than the long-term prices. And that's obviously something pretty bullish that we like to see. On the contrary, though, I could go ahead and give you guys some FUD with regards to all these regulatory parts. I mean, I've got so much content on that I think I should do an entire separate video just on the regulatory side. But we've also been basically getting baited on Twitter. So many positive announcements we thought that turned out to be nothing burgers, and so much fear, so much questioning, specifically with regards to XRP. Let me show you. First of all, one of the most important announcements in the XRP community, this was hyped up so much over the last couple of days. Let me tell you, I shouldn't even say last couple of days, it's like 24 hours. Bitstamp said, hey, tomorrow, all right, take a look at this. Rocket taking the XRP to the next level, coming soon. You see, 1.5 or whatever million views, 1.8 million to be exact, 5,000 likes. People got excited. Even I was like, ooh. Panos asking full XRP ledger integration, DEX connected to your order book, and with an off and on fiat ramp for focus payments. Like, what are you doing here? Are you working with the XRP ledger on something? How is this coming up? Because they tagged everything. So people got excited because they're taking XRP to the next level. Turns out they just launched a 2% a year lending thing. So, yeah, I'm not even sure what to say. This was like the worst thing they could have ever done. Obviously, people did not like this. This was one of the biggest nothing burgers ever. And everybody in the XP community was just like, what in the world? Alex was also not happy with this. And they themselves tried to make a joke out of it. But, yeah, I wouldn't let this slide. BC Backer also asked, hey, can you explain how you can provide a 2% APY when the XP ledger does not actually natively produce any yield? It cannot be staked, Are you loaning out users' deposits? Which, again, in theory they are, because otherwise, why would you call it loan monies, right? 2% money on earn lending, etc. So basically, you can lend money out to other people, right? Something like that, which of course the SEC doesn't necessarily like. And even Bearable Bull said it was a shit announcement with high risk for XP holders while you provide little yield. Like, what in the world? Why did you make us happy with a freaking turd sandwich. But that's one part. That was just like the most hyped up thing. And I almost made a video talking about, hey, this could be happening tomorrow. But I already had a feeling that they were going to let us down. Not actually this bad. I thought it was going to be like, hey, we've decided to add some cool XRP pairs or make a whole XRP pair category. But then I still thought, it's not even worth a video here because it's not going to do anything for the price. But then they really messed us up. And again, it's got like 2 million views. The entire XRP community saw it. Talking about that, people are fearful and there are some rumors going around. So the Digital Chamber has written an analysis and impact report on the Ripple ruling. Judge Torres' ruling establishes an important legal decision by properly distinguishing between investment contracts and the underlying asset. And JV the Great came in to state, does this now mean that ODL cannot be there any longer? Because again, in this Digital Chamber part, they say, we take a look at institutional sales. The court ruled that the Howey test is satisfied and Ripple's direct sales of XRP to certain counterparties, primarily institutional buyers, hedge funds, ODL customers, pursuant to written contracts, constituted securities transactions. And people ask, does that mean that Ripple can't use XRP anymore? Let me explain really easily here. Yes, Ripple can still use XRP, period. ODL will still do its job just like it did before. The only thing that would change is that these ODL customers that we referred to at first could have bought XRP from Ripple directly as a contract saying, hey, we want to get some XRP at a discount. We want to get some XRP right now. Let us buy it from you. And Ripple could have said, hey, let's go. Now, they're going to have to say, hey, we want to start with this whole XRP tobacco. How do we get started? Ripple says, hey, go buy it on an exchange. Get yourself this XRP to get started with the process by buying it off of the people because Ripple can't sell it directly anymore. So does that mean no more ODL? ODL, all it really does, if you think about it, is a party taking their fiat, transferring it to XRP, sending that XRP around the world, and transferring that XRP again to fiat. That's the whole transaction. How can that not be allowed? Where is the investment contract in that? It's all about them originally buying this XRP from someplace. That is, again, in that perspective, Ripple directly with a contract saying, hey, you're buying it from us at this price, and you got the expectation that we're going to make it worth a lot more. It could, in theory, even be said that if the agreement, right, this is like debatable, but it's me thinking right here. If the agreement is, hey, we're buying XRP solely for the purpose of transferring it to the other side of the world to sell it again, there could be no expectation of profit because the idea here is to buy and sell, to have a quick transaction. How could that then be a securities transaction? Which again points out to the idea of XRP itself cannot be a security if the sole purpose of that could be to make it, like, to utilize it to send money around the world. How could that be a securities transaction? How could that be an investment contract when the investment then would literally be the most stupid investment ever because the idea is to invest to de-invest? Like what? You'd be investing to move money around the world. That's an interesting one. It is interesting. So does the ODL strategy really change? No. And I'm not so sure why people are fearful of this or writing these things up, but that could perhaps be a little bit of criticism, a little bit of skepticism, what's causing some negativity in the community. At least I've been thinking about that. There have been some more things. Some people were angry that Ripple wrote that, the XRP held by Ripple was, not showing like 47 billion. It just showed, hey, this amount of XRP is held by Ripple, and this amount of XRP is in the escrow. And people said, hey, this is misleading. All the XRP there is owned by Ripple. To which I'd like to state, well, even if it's owned by you or you have rights to the escrow, you don't got it right now. So all they're saying, because everybody knows the escrow accounts here are going to be due for Ripple, it is still an escrow that they can't touch it. So the imminent sell pressure, theoretically speaking, could be 5.5 or whatever billion XRP. But this 42, that's just locked up, so they can't touch it directly. So I'd say it's not misleading. It's just a different way of writing it down. And people were having some really big discussions about this. I'm not sure why all of a sudden these guys are actually working at XPL Labs. The Richard is very well known. You can see his name is XPL. Yet there's all of a sudden a lot more fear in the community. But I think it comes with the market. As prices are not pumping, going sky high, enthusiasm sometimes goes down as, logically, some fear kicks in. People get fearful really quickly. So they stop rationalizing the longer term and they start looking for these tiny little details to schmack apart. Where over the last couple of months, we were all too busy with the Ripple SEC case to stop to not basically think about all these really small details and short-term things. But right now, XRP really is quite boring. A lot of new partners are coming in hot, but we're not seeing them. We're not seeing many of these announcements. We're sitting in the back line, right? We're waiting for many massive things to come, but we're waiting. So people are going to nitpick. The same thing is happening to Binance right now. We're in bullish periods or bearish periods. People are busy with the price action, with the announcements, with everything. Right now, nothing's happening. Nothing in crypto is moving. So people start picking all these things apart because they're bored. Not because there's really issues. They're trying to make issues or look for issues when there are none. Hey, that's misleading. It's not misleading. You're just reading it and interpreting it differently, but everybody, literally everybody, understands the idea. Or, hey, is this going to get blocked? No, it's not. You can literally read that it's not. Why are you making people fearful? And a similar thing has happened with Binance. So much fear around Binance right now. I'm not even showing you most of it, but there's so much. And CZ is even calling it out. The quality of research, validation, or even logical thinking in this news from CoinDesk is appalling. CoinDesk is basically anti-XRP anyway. They've been doing a lot of bad news reporting over a longer period of time, at least in my opinion, to my defense, in my opinion only. By the way, if you're not done yet, make sure you press that like button, but let's continue on. If it is a board vote, and what it's referring to here is, let me show you, actually, if I can. Binance nearly shuttered the U.S. exchange to protect the global operations information. An investigation loomed. The board of directors of Binance US voted on whether to liquidate the company, but could not come to an unanimous decision, the information reported. And also it says right here, with Binance US CEO Brian Schroeder blocking the decision. Zhao serves as chair for the Binance US board of directors. And, well, the interesting part comes, if it's a board vote, one vote holding out of 3 won't stop anything because the majority wins, right? It doesn't have to be unanimous. So that, reporting doesn't make sense. And if it's a shareholder vote, not a board vote, Brian S. is a CEO, not a VC or any type of investor. So why would you put him up there? Why does he matter? He's a CEO, not a major shareholder in that department. Or perhaps he is, but he's at least not mentioned like that. So again, it's just FUD. Whale said 3 votes, but it's all 4. I think the 4 here is just kind of a wordplay with CZ because he always says 4 because a while back he said like rule 4 is ignore the FUD. And so he's always repeating that if you're wondering. And CZ said only 3 board members in this case. Simple. They're making a joke or at least putting up something. Isn't CoinDesk owned by DCG? He says for now. Well, actually, I believe they were bought a while ago, but probably the transaction not come through or there is some issues with that. Oh, here's actually the official post. Ignore FUD, fake news, attacks, etc. because they'll always try to attack you, especially if you're the biggest. But then to also have something positive at the end of the day, there's something cool happening. Well, at least we were all waiting for this, and it's kind of interesting. Gemini's been an exchange that's never really been that nice to XRP holders or about XRP or whatever. And a while back, when the Ripple verdict came, they said instantly, given today's ruling that the sale of XRP on exchanges is not a security, Gemini is exploring the listing of XRP on both spot and derivatives trading, yet DAI is also asking, hey, what happened to all that listing XRP talk? Because you talked really tough the moment that the regulations came in, that XRP was declared to be quote-unquote free. But now where are you? I mean, some places are putting their money where their mouth is, right? Whale Chart, which is a really incredibly bad source, but okay, did put up, hey, Coinbase International Exchange launches Litecoin and XRP futures. So, they're putting the money where their mouth is of saying, hey, XRP can now be everywhere. Again, I cannot verify this. Some people are saying that the price actually went down because of these future allowances on Coinbase. And probably this will not be available in the U.S. because the U.S. has different rules on futures. But, it is pretty nice. They put the money where the mouth is. Yet some other places like Gemini, they're saying, hey, we're going for it. Yet they're not. And like I said, guys, I'll talk about this later. But in the meantime, the majority of what I've been seeing is just talk about regulation. I've also been seeing a lot of policy talk about how should things be. I've been seeing more on the regulatory front with, for example, the SEC going more and more after crypto, which, again, I can't say is a bad thing, but it just depends on perspective and it depends on so many factors. Because the SEC, as I said, is pretty necessary, right? They got to go after scams, and I think the SEC is not a bad agency. They've just got some very bad people, and they've got some very bad morals and missions. But the SEC on its own is not bad. They're just doing a bad job. For instance, do I think investors deserve protections? Yes. Do I think the SEC should be there to protect investors? Yes, sure. Do they do a good job of protecting investors? No. All right. And that's the baseline here. They're not doing a good job, so they should probably be replaced. Or they should get some new sort of rules so that everybody knows exactly whose job it is to protect who and how they're going to be protected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what? That's all for another day. Right now, we've covered exactly what's going on with XRP. There's a little bit of fear. Prices are not moving too much, mostly just following Bitcoin. There's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty in the markets. And of course, doubt, which is the abbreviation for FUD, or I'd say the full explanation for FUD. FUD is the abbreviation. Of course, however, guys, I'm not scared. I'm still holding, and I'll probably be doing that for a very good time. My XDC, by the way, is flying, which is very nice. One of my biggest holdings out there, and you guys know it. And let me know down below what type of video you'd like to see next. A lot of people have been saying, Dusty, please warn more about the scammers in the comment section. I'll do that here real quick just to say, guys, be careful in the comment section. There are always these scammers saying, hey, this is such an amazing project. Anybody saying that is a scammer, because nobody really out there doing that in the YouTube comment sections. All scammers, 99% of the people in the comments saying, this is such an amazing project are fake. There's also people saying, hey, investment advice this, investment advice that. Also scammers. Don't send anybody in the comment section money. Even if you see Dusty BC saying something, just expect it's a scam. Maybe it's really me, but most likely it's a scam. Don't send any text to any number on YouTube. Don't send any Telegram messages to anything on YouTube. And don't believe in these fake little giveaways on the YouTube comment section. I mean, the only real giveaways are things that I am basically announcing out loud in my YouTube videos. Like, for example, the $1,125 XRP position. Yeah, you can get that for absolutely free on Bybit. A link is down below. Or over on BitGet with this prize wheel. Link for that is down below too. It's real stuff. But the link is going to be in the description below. Don't use some random ass things in the comment section. Don't text those people because they're going to try and steal your money. But I'd say as long as you know that, you're pretty much in the clear. And that's about it. See you guys later in another crypto video. Guys, make sure you put that notification bell on. It's extremely important. That's about it.